There we are. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Welcome to episode 23 of Still Up Sports, guys. We're recapping Monday's episode of, we're recapping everything that we did discuss this morning, but we are going to be talking about it because we had a practice since then, and there has been some updates. There's been some guys that's come back from injury that we talked about that have been injured. So there is that. There's some guys that have gotten injured in that time. You see my co-host right here. I'm your host, Cody Chapa. Welcome to Still Up Sports. We normalize late night sports talk. Your home and your source for late night sports talk, talking Denver Broncos, talking all sports as well, guys. We talk all sports. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe on YouTube. We're on YouTube, also on X. Guys, come check us out on X right here. Besides that, we're also on Instagram, guys. So check us out on Instagram and TikTok. Besides that, we're always going to be rocking the Goonsville. You see it right here. You see the Goonsville. We're always rocking the Goonsville. Love the Nick Benito tee. So shout out to DNVR. Great clothing always. You got my co-host right here, Apollo Creed. Yep. So if you have any comments or questions for Apollo Creed, let him know. Maybe he'll answer a question. We'll see what he has to say. We'll pull the mic up to him. Sometimes he has some interesting takes. Sometimes he does not. But do me the favor, guys, and like, comment, subscribe. Go check out Goonsville, of course, but help us, keep going up. Help us subscribing. We're trying to reach a good goal of like 500 during the season. At one point during the season would be great. And we got a big trip to Denver coming up. We're doing a lot of cool little networking and cool stuff that we're going to do. We're only going to be there for about 2 weeks, have very little on the docket, so we can try to make some stuff happen and meet up with some people. Besides that, welcome to Still Up Sports, guys. If you have any comments or questions, say what's up. Jay Weaver. Wait. I hope the audio is coming in from the audio mixer, guys. The sound effects. But yes, here's Apollo Creed. There's Apollo Creed right there. Yep, he's doing the air biscuits, guys. Or I like to call it, he's revving the motorcycle. So that's what he's doing right there. Again, Jay knows all about it. DNVR makes some of the best T-shirts out there. D-Line, DNVR knows what they're doing with the best merch out there. You see the Nick Benito crotch grab. You know what that's about. Yep, Apollo is right here, guys. Let's see. We're going to get into the comments. Jay, I appreciate you guys. Maybe Jay Weaver appearance coming up this week. Maybe after the preseason game. We'll see. We'll see, guys. Maybe we'll keep you in suspense for that. Yep, we are still up always, guys. We are still up. Today was our only day off, and we've already done 2 shows. We did our early morning show this morning at like 2 o'clock in the morning. Hey, and then we just did our show with our friend Jeff and the AFC Fools. Yeah, we just worked out with the AFC Fools. Jeff, here's my co-host. He showed up actually in our last stream that we were on. He kept showing up on my lap. But this is my co-host. I pulled up the cat tree and everything for him. He likes to be on camera. He'll sit here and he'll stare at himself, and he'll just do that. Yeah. My mother says, "Yo, Jeff." Jeff says, "Yo." Jeff says, "Hi, Mom." Let's see. Martin says, "Hey, JC Bear. That many? Because my mother did say 1 brain cell. Yes, guys. Yep, he has 1 brain cell. Yep. Hey, Jay. Hey, Martin. Yeah, I hope everyone's having a great day. Hope you guys are having a great night, actually, guys. I was supposed to go live at 12 a.m. Mountain Time, but instead we just jumped on a little early. We just couldn't help it. Lalo was ready to go on screen. He's ready to talk with you guys. He has some cool little takes, I'm sure. Let's see what he wants to say. Here. Whoa. Okay, well, we'll try not to do that. We'll try not to do that. We totally just pulled over our whole setup over here. That was fun. Well, that's what we get for having a cat and just wanting to, glorify him. Let me fix that. That's no good. Guys, we haven't even begun the season and I've already broke something. Yep, I scared him off. I also broke something too. I got a little carried away. I pulled the mic this way, and I may or may not have just cracked a computer screen. Not my laptop, but this monitor right here may or may not have a pretty big crack in it. It's my spare screen. It was going to be moved over to the other side of the room. So typical cat shenanigans. There goes a nice little computer screen. We'll turn it on real quick and we'll see how bad the damage is. There is a crack. There is a crack in the computer screen. We'll see how bad the damage is. The laptop's fine. I need that. That's what I get, guys. I just love the cat so much. I just wanted to show him off, and I love putting up the mic. Oh, yeah, that thing is beautiful. This is a great way to start out our show, guys. You guys are going to love this. There goes a $125 computer screen. Oh, ready? Womp, womp, womp. Yeah. At least we know that the audio mixer is strong enough to break the computer screen. Yeah. I'm not proud of it. This is a great way to start the show. This is a great way, because this was my spare screen. I never use it. That's the thing I'm grateful for. I never use it, but man, is that disappointing. It was cheap. It was only $120 something, but it's a great screen. And I was gonna move that and the laptop over there because I was gonna rearrange this area at one point. And now we got a broken computer screen. It is bad too. This screen's bad, guys. I wish I could show you, but it is bad. Damn. So way to go. I was joking, guys, about how during the season, that my Bluetooth keyboard is only like $20, $30, that it's so like $25, that it's so cheap. Maybe I might have to snap it if we have like a rage quit moment, but we didn't even have a rage bait moment and we're breaking stuff. So that's standard Cody Chapa clumsiness, guys. Anyone who knows me, you can't take me anywhere without me tripping on my own feet. So there you go. That is beautiful, honestly. At least the laptop's good. And the audio mixer is strong as hell. It's strong enough that the corner of the screen can literally crack a computer screen. Yeah, we'll see how this overtime. Great thing I worked overtime this last week. I took care of my Broncos Chiefs ticket tonight. Hey, relax. I took care of my Broncos Chiefs ticket. Yeah, that's my mother. She lives here in Vegas. She lives in my basement. She lives in the basement, technically. Kinda. My whole family lives together. We all live together still. All our whole family lives together. Only because Las Vegas is so expensive, honestly. Your screen had a case on Monday. Yeah, well, it's definitely. Oh man, it is looking like Patrick Mahomes' knee. That's what it's looking like, guys. I'm not even gonna be too upset because it was a screen that I was never using, and the fact that the laptop is okay, that's fine, because I'm going to need the laptop when I'm in Denver to film content. So, yeah. And again, we know that audio mixer beats Samsung computer screen in a combat, like hand-to-hand fight. So, that audio mixer, pointy corner, and that really just had no problem. Like it dented that screen and cut into it. It is bad. That screen's bad. Well, it was only $100 something screen. Maybe I'll just go hit a pawn shop up for a second screen. That's probably my best bet, because a screen is a screen. I might even just buy like a cheap a cheap TV and just put it over there, because I wanted to take the laptop and this screen anyway and clear it out from this area. I wanted this area freed up more. We're trying to renovate more and get free up space here, as well as I'm freeing up space in the rest of the studio, so we have more room, because I have an area that I'm going to film stuff, like my shorts and stuff coming up to the season. Yeah, so if anyone wants to go back, I might clip that. I might have to clip that. Breaking my computer screen. That's got to be worth something. There you go. Yep, I hope everyone's having a great day. A lot of stuff from camp. Innie was back. That's great. J.K. Dobbins went down. Jalen Waddle was out there catching passes, but not running. A lot of soft tissue issues, guys. Yeah, I'm going to have to clip it, sadly. That's going to be a heartbreaking clip, because I have to, not only do I have to clip that, I have to pull it off of... I have to pull it off and probably throw it away. I don't know what. There's no fixing that. Like, the audio mixer has a pointy corner on it. Went right into that screen. I'm just lucky the laptop's working. And hopefully, oh man, that is horrible, guys. I'm going to take a picture, and if anyone knows me, I'm going to post it right now, but that ain't good. We'll just blame the cat, right? Bad co-host. Hey, you're a bad co-host. There we go. See, that's as much as I can raise my voice with him. I really can't. Yeah. Can't wait for 2 weeks. So yeah, no, that was fun. Let's get back to some of these comments I missed. That was embarrassing, guys. Let's see. That was a fun show earlier, Jeff. Yeah, Jeff, that was very fun. Oh man. Let's see. Oh, way to go. You scared him off. Yeah, I know. I know, Jeff. I would like to think that he saw a Raider fan in the chat and he got scared. He was like, why is this guy out of prison? Did he break out? I'm playing, Jeff. Yep, I told you Apollo's one of the smartest of us. Yep. Thank you. It went great. Yeah, it was a great show. Can't wait to do the show again. Typical cat shenanigans. Absolutely. Way to go to break your screen. I know. Yeah, everyone lives in Vegas. Yep. Okay. We're caught up. Good. That is horrifying. I guess I know the investment into the audio mixer paid off. This screen was an impulse buy when I did buy it. It was just super cheap. I was watching Best Buy and I saw it was super cheap, and it's like a 26-inch curved Samsung screen. Oh man, that's disappointing. That is sad, because I really want to get another table over there, which I'll still do. I'll make that stuff move over there, because I want this to be more comfortable of an area for the pod. So then over on that side, I can plug the laptop in and have the other screen over there to just lock in on things. But yeah, so we were less than barely 10 minutes in, and we've already broken a $120-something computer screen. So nothing but Still Love Sports. Am I right? All right. Yeah, guys. And then also, that was a fun show with Jeff. Let me pull that stuff up real quick so we can recap that too as well. Let's pull it up. Here we are, YouTube. So yeah, Jeff. No, that's me. Jeff. All right. So we just did our show with Jeff, specifically. If you come back right here, there it is. AFC West Fools premiere. Yeah, we did that. We talked about our teams. We made some little predictions. We may be able to roast each other on in a few weeks. We talked some shit. That's what that's about. I try not to swear here, but I'm quickly realizing we're going to probably swear plenty over there. So it's like Punisher, over here it's like when he's in a Spider-Man movie, but over there it's like when he's in a Netflix series. That's a deep pool. Anyone that knows that, you got ball knowledge. But yeah, no, so that was fun. Jeff, me, Steven, our ghost of a Chiefs representative. There's no Chiefs representative. Honestly, thinking about making like a burner account for that Chiefs account, just so I can put in fake input. That'd be hilarious. All three of us can play that Chiefs fan if we have to. Oh man. Well, if there's anything that we know about Chiefs fans is that they get a little crazy. So if that's the case, maybe that's us channeling our inner Chiefs fan by breaking that awesome screen. Great. Yeah, guys. I hope everyone's having a great night. Smash the like button. Like, comment, subscribe, of course. Here on Still Up Sports, we break computer screens. Not on purpose, but I guess we do it anyway. Chiefs hat, I had the most interesting takes of all four of us. Yeah, I know, Martin. We have to step our game up. Me and Jeff and Steven, we have to step our game up, man. I want to find a Chiefs guy. Sadly, I worry that if we find a Chiefs guy, we're going to find the guy that's better than all of us. No, we don't care who it is. We prefer anyone with more knowledge and experience here. I'm the smallest channel of the three. Jeff knows what he's doing. You should have saw the script he emailed me. Jeff knows what he's doing. I am not sending like 12-page PDFs and stuff. Jeff knows what he is doing. Jeff is awesome. So yeah, go subscribe to Jeff, guys. He's working let's get him the 4K. We got to get him the 4K at one point. When Jeff, when you hit 4K, I am paying for that pizza party. So, we'll get you that pizza party. I like the joke with Mike Carmelini from Mile High Monsters, that when he hits 10K, I'm going to, take care of him and give him that pizza party. You too, Jeff. When you hit 4K, we'll get you that pizza party. Yeah, hey, you can't go wrong with pizza. Absolutely. Cody, I sent an email of the full vid, audio only file. Okay, gotcha. You're good. Yeah, I'll get into that. Yeah, Jeff's great, man. Jeff knows what he's doing. This isn't AFC Fools, so there's no. I'm not trashing these guys. I'll trash the Raiders, but my fellow co-hosts, I actually like them quite a bit. I love my co-hosts because Jeff has a lot of knowledge. He's been watching the Raiders since, Fred Flintstone was, kicking his way to work. And, Jeff knows so much about like the Raiders as well as he's been doing this for a good few years now. And so great resource for all of us. Steven, the man, I think we all know we're all good at different things. I think we all have our things that we're really good at, and like Steven can definitely do the thumbnails, can do he's almost at 1,000 subs, and he's only put out videos and shorts. So just wait till he's doing these big live streams. I want him to start live streaming with all of his fellow Chargers creators. I'm going to tell him that he needs to get the Bolt Up gang, all those guys, they need to do a Chargers podcast with like 4 or 5 of them all together, once a week or something. Get all those Charger guys together, just like how Jeff does with those guys. I'm slowly doing that with getting these guys on. Like I said earlier, we've already had Jay on many times. Jay was on there with us when we were on one of our 24-hour streams and we hit 100 subs. Jay's been with us from the get-go. He was on 3 of the 4 24-hour streams, so that was fun. Yeah, he is a cute kitty. I will say that. But yeah, drop your comments, questions below. We're just we spend the first like 30 minutes of these streams just talking, and it's real beautiful that we got a broken computer screen, guys. It's real fun. I'm gonna try to open this up and see how this looks. I'm logging in. The HDMI. At least I know I got a spare HDMI cord now. Right? Oh wow, that is horrifying. Yeah, well, I'm gonna have to clip that. For sure. Nothing better than being a young creator and accidentally destroying your shit. It was a good thing. It was a computer screen that kind of sat and took and collected dust, but it wasn't going to always be that way. I was literally planning on changing that up in the next few weeks. So you learn a lesson. Yep. And again, I have my phone connected to the PC, and so now I get that little notification in the bottom right there, right here, reminding me of the picture I just took of it looking horrible, guys. And it looks bad. Ugh. Don't you all love that? Man, this is always fun. But yeah, Jeff killed it. I love talking with Jeff. Let's see, where's Supercharger at? I want to pull his stuff up as well. Man, I got such bad eyesight, guys. There we go. Yeah, and Supercharger. Steven's great. Yeah, Martin, even though he's a Broncos fan, Martin is a very smart man, unbiased, and Martin knows he knows good content when he sees it. He's in all these Broncos channels and stuff. Not surprised that he's watching your stuff as well. One, because Martin's just a great supporter of everyone doing what they do, but also, he just loves ball talk. So Jeff's shows are great. I try to catch it if I can, when I can, but there's so much going on. I'm trying my best. But yeah, Superchargers pod, guys, he is literally 155 away from 1,000. So when he gets close to 1,000, I think me and Jeff need to hop on with Steven and make sure we do a push to push him over the edge to 1,000. Maybe the same thing when I get closer to like 500. Yeah, I really like Steven Superchargers pod. He's great energy. He doesn't take no. You can tell we all have different vibes, and Steven is as unserious as it gets. He is a great vibe, great energy. He doesn't take himself serious. I love Jeff and his experience, the wiseness, and it comes with experience, of course, but the man also has great takes too. And I like to think that I bring my own little bit of, whatever it is, wabi sabi. I like to bring my own little bit to it as well. I've had people tell me I have a late night voice, and I wouldn't say that I do, but I've always been my biggest critic. So, but we jumped into late night sports talk because it's something that means a lot to me. I've never once wanted to create a YouTube channel. If I wanted to create a YouTube channel, guys, let me bring this down. Yeah. There we go. If I wanted to create a YouTube channel, I would have done this years ago. Probably after I met DNVR for the first time in Vegas. But I've never once wanted to get into this stuff. It was just really this last year I started getting off work at midnight, and I had a neighbor who stayed next door. He got off work at the same time, so we'd always stay up outside, whether we're having a drink or two or just chilling outside till like 3 or 4 in the morning, talking sports. And then he moved, and he may come on to the show because he lives in town, and I've invited him over to watch some of these games, because we're gonna be doing watch-alongs to Broncos games and primetime games as well. So not just the Broncos game, but also the primetime game for Monday and Sunday. And then Saturdays, we'll either be at live sports, or we will be watching either college football and reacting to that, or doing watch-alongs and reacting to UFC or boxing. I would love to do a boxing watch-along and get Dak on here, so Dak could be watching it, I could be watching it. Hopefully there's no delay, but if there is a delay, that just makes it more fun. And Dak knows this thing when it comes to boxing, and when it comes to UFC. Same with David. David knows this thing when it comes. David talks, buffs. David talks Broncos. He knows this thing when it comes to these UFC fights. So we have a big UFC fight on Saturday. So Saturday we're going to be doing a watch along. I got to schedule that, but UFC watch along coming up this weekend, guys. I love to do UFC. Love to do the Broncos. Love to do whatever to anything people's popped up and talked about, because we've reacted to the Stanley Cup. We do everything. What I like about you, Cody, is that you have a vision and a plan to get there, and you're not afraid of the hard work to get it done. I appreciate that, Martin. It means a lot. I do my best to try to stand out. Mike, from Mile High Monsters, he has also said that, sometimes, we talk about when we engage in too much of each other's content, some of us repeat everything. And I definitely think that I keep my takes original. I think that I try to keep my content original. Uh, I've tried to done anything I can when it comes to like, because any area that I lack experience or expertise in or whatever, any area that I've lacked that in. Let me just turn this broken computer screen off before it wants to just blow up. We'll just turn it off until the end of the stream, and we'll dispose of her. We'll give her an honorable burial. That was sad, but I better get 5 likes out of that. But yeah, no, I try not to take myself too serious like Steven, but at the same time, I have like this sense of urgency, if that makes sense. And not because there is anything to be urgent about, but I think that's something that you see is common with people that get into something later in life than maybe others do. I would argue I'm like maybe 10 years behind the curve when it comes to a lot of the people in the Broncos beat and stuff that I really, respect and admire. Luca's really young, like 25, and he's killing it. Zach, Zach Stevens is going on like year 11 of covering the Broncos. Mike Kliss, who knows how long? I can't even say. Probably longer than Jeff's been watching the Raiders. That's just a Mike Kliss joke for him being old, but we love Mike Kliss. Cecil Lammey, Andrew Mason, all those guys. Zach By, Philip Lindsay, all these guys, that you see from Broncos media at the beat. They all do this. They all have to report on the same stuff, and I have to talk about the same stuff that these same people on these other outlets do. And I think we all try to do it our own way. And the best way you can do that is add a little bit of personality and showing what it's like. But like for me, I'm behind the curve and when it comes to a lot of these other guys, but I'm really trying to get to it. And I'm just putting all I can into this. I'm headed to bed, Cody. Great job tonight, and keep plugging away at what you're doing. You're gonna get it. I know that, Jeff. You rock. I appreciate you, Jeff. I hope you have a great night. Get some good rest. It was a great show. You're awesome, Jeff. I appreciate you, and thank you for being there to support as well. I've quickly learned that 95% of everyone in this industry, whether it's Broncos or other teams, you want to come up? Apollo's coming back, guys. Apollo is coming back after finding out the screen's broken. There he is. There he is. Let's see. Now we can get his take. Here. Speak. Yeah. Hide the laptop before I break the laptop too. Jesus. That's because I pulled on the mic really hard, and the mic's connected to this table, and I just pulled the whole table. He's back. Yeah, hide the laptop. I know. We're going to keep him on the lap. He can lay here on the lap. I'm not going to pull. That was all on me. It was not Apollo's fault, technically. It was my fault because I just grabbed the mic and just pulled it, and I forgot that this mic's attached to a table that is not heavy. It's very light, and it just pulled and tipped the monitor forward. The monitor tipped forward and hit the corner of our audio mixer, which is very pointy, and that screen is already messed up. So it's a good thing we worked overtime the last 2 weeks. Then we bought our Bronco ticket tonight for Broncos Chiefs. But man, that's very frustrating. So, oh well, that's the lessons and trials and tribulations of streaming, right? Yeah, guys, we're talking Broncos as well. Training camp. There's been a few things, few updates today. I'm worried about the center situation. Getting a little worried there. I will say that. I hope that Wattenberg's okay, but I hope that there's no problems there. I want that offensive line continuity all year. And if you guys are watching, go check out Superchargers Pod, our guy Steven, of course. And then let's see, where is he? go check out our guy, Jeff, 401 Raider Jeff. Jeff's awesome. He was here in the chat. Go check out Jeff. Go check out Steven, Superchargers Pod. Love those guys. Again, in our stream earlier, we had, Dak from Broncos Bros was popping in. We had Jay Weaver popping in the chat earlier. We love our boys, our guys at Orange and Blue Network. Orange and Blue Network is like fam, so we got much love to them, and much love for them guys. So go check out, our boys at Orange and Blue, of course, too. But yeah, guys, I've been doing some cool things with the channel. If you want to talk Broncos training camp, let me know. I don't know how you file your taxes, but you can write all that loss off as a business loss. I don't make money off the channel, so I don't know if I can file it as a business thing if I haven't made money off the channel. I'm not monetized, so I don't know if I can do that. If anything, again, I'll just, at the end of the day, I'm just going to be, sure, it's going to be frustrating that, little goof happened like that. But at the same time, it's something I can just go hit a pawn shop up. I'll go hit a pawn shop up and find a new screen, because I was literally days away from moving the laptop and moving that spare screen that's over here, because I changed up the camera view for this view now. Or I changed up the view for a more closer upfront view. He's back. But you guys don't really see what's over here. So, you don't see what's over here. And anyway, so it's like I didn't need to have the monitor and the laptop there. I was going to move it across the room anyway. So, yeah, most businesses don't make money the first few years. I know, but I guess I don't count it or treat it like a business. Like, I treat it like a job, sure, with like the hours I put in and the money I've put in personally with this stuff and the equipment and stuff. And don't get me wrong, there's a $125 computer. Based off of my shifts and how I work and stuff, I need to work a whole day to be pushing, $100 or something like that. So don't get me wrong, it sucks, but I'm just going to go hit up. I'm just going to, wabi-sabi, go with the flow. And, we're just going to go check out a pawn shop and find maybe we'll find a medium-sized screen or something, because we're going to have a new setup over there as well. I'm trying to because while this is my bedroom, it's barely a bedroom. I'll tell you that. It's barely a bedroom. And I have a tiny bed. I have a bed over there, but I'm doing things to make it look more like and change it into a couch when it's not being used, because then I have optimal seating everywhere, because I want to have friends over or have people over, so I can have me and another person on screen while other people sit over there down the line when we do get monetized, and I can afford that next, that StreamYard membership that it's the business membership where it lets you have two cameras. I would have this camera facing here, and then I want a camera at the top of the room facing down on the whole room, so you get the reaction of the pod and the people sitting over there, so you can see people watching and reacting to the game that you're watching to watch along to. It's just an option. I'm just wanting to experiment, maybe even just the straight camera as well as the old angle we were using too. We could do the higher angle and the close angle too. So that's something we want to do. Apollo's biting my hand. See this? You see this? He's biting my hand. See, he's biting me. That's why I named him Apollo Creed, though. Dude loves to wrestle, loves to fight. Dude is ready to throw hands. But yeah, so I'm just gonna go get a cheap screen or something. I'll have to get a little table for over on that side too. If anything, maybe if I do things right down the line, I can always just move this table over there, and just because I want to rearrange things in front of me and get the audio mixer that's here in front of me here. That's what I want to do. And this all comes with time. Set design, not something I've ever done. Producing, nothing I've ever done. None of this stuff is stuff I've ever done. And we're 3 months in, and I'm pretty proud of what we've done. Again, we've had a beat reporter on. We've had Luca Evans. That was so cool. Grateful to have Luca Evans on hanging out with us. Luca's a killer. I know you're really busy, but have you been pursuing? On the stream last night, I ended it, this morning, because this will be my third stream today, technically. Because I got off work last night, went live, and then just did the stream with Jeff and Steven, and then I'm doing this one. So my only day off this week, I'm squeezing in 3 streams. And that's because we stay dedicated to it no matter what. But last night, in the middle of my stream towards the end, I actually did 1 or 2 of the little draft prep simulation things. I've been studying. I will say this. I've been studying. I know that based off of where I'm picking, I get 2 decent picks. You know, I get my first pick, and then I pick not long after my second pick, based off of how it's going to go. But besides that, I do know that. Man, all I can say is I know that I need to take that chance to double down on big impact players while I have that opportunity, because I believe my next picks after that are not going to be recent or quick. And so I'm going to go into this. I'm not expecting to win the fantasy league, and I'm not really I've never been a competitive person where I want to win things. I just like to have fun and enjoy it, and I like to see others win too. But if I won, that'd be cool. But I'm not trying necessarily to win. I'm just trying to overperform what most people do in their first year. So that's what I'm doing. I think that I can, based off of my ball knowledge, as I try to increase what I'm learning every day, I think that with this fantasy draft, I can just put all the time in, and I think we can overperform. I think we can be in the top 10. Out of 16, I'll take top 10. For my first year, I'll take top 10. Shows you, and I'm not going to take it too seriously, but I will have a little aggressive edge. So a little, take that how you will. I'm excited for it, though. I'm part of fantasy, really, is if you don't know or pay attention to other players around the league, it's going to hurt you because you don't know who you're grabbing. And at one point, if you just don't know who you're grabbing, you're just grabbing random people. Whereas if you know who you're grabbing, or you know at least about these players and what they're liked about in this, their cities or in their teams, it helps. Yeah, I hate losing more than I love winning. I'm sick that way. Yeah, I understand. What's crazy is I sold my PlayStation and my Xbox to buy this mic and this boom arm, and I wanted to do some gaming content, and down the line we're going to do some Madden and stuff, maybe in the off season, or if I'm really bored. But I actually, most of the time, I suck at Madden. I just like to try to competitive Madden. I'm not the best. Sometimes I can get a good game on you though. So I'm a sleeper guy when it comes to Madden. It's I love, when it comes to Madden, my favorite thing is I love a good story, a good franchise modes. Maybe Ultimate Team and all that stuff's fun, but I love the good stories. And besides that, I just love being able to play it with other people. Sometimes you play with people that you have a little bit more ability or skill than, but I actually love to play Madden even if I lose. It's just because when I start losing, I'm just like, okay, well then now I'm just gonna really, I'm gonna get a little crazy, and sometimes that leads to me still losing the game, but maybe I get a few crazy plays. It's fun. The whole point is it's a game. Don't take it too seriously anyway. I've had some great battles with my cousin, who's a Packers fan, some great Madden battles back and forth between each other because we're similarly skilled. Let's see. So you're saying that? No, I'm not the Raiders. I'm like the Bengals. I'm like the Bengals. Good enough to maybe push for a wild card or miss the playoffs barely. I think I'm okay. if you're asking me like what I'm batting out of 10, maybe like 3 or 4 wins out of 10. Not horrible, but maybe even 5. It depends on if you catch me on a good day. Especially if I'm rusty. If I don't get a chance to play, I'm not up there. But if I get a chance to play some Madden, for a good bit and actually, have the system and me in front of me and play almost every night, I can get pretty good. It's just I haven't been able to commit or lock into gaming like that. But I hope to do some of that back in the off season. But what sucks is we had to sell the mic. Sell the Xbox and the PlayStation to do that. But you make sacrifices, and like in this case, this monitor was an impulse buy anyway. It was so cheap, and I was building out the studio. And back when I was building out the studio, I was working full time, so I was making more money than I do now because I work part time now, so only 4 days a week. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Those are the days I work. I'm off Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So when I work overtime like this, I worked 2 days and then a half day. So my last check, this check I got today was pretty good. And then my next check's going to be good because I did that 2 weeks in a row, loaded up on overtime. Back at the beginning of the year for like 4 months straight, I was just working overtime while working full time. So I was getting plenty of overtime. And that's how I was able to fund the studio and be able to have the money to buy a second TV, which I'm using as a screen right in front of me right here. This is a TV that this camera is sitting on. But I'm going to have this all set up in a way. What I wanted to do in the future maybe was move this screen or get another screen to put here because I want to use this TV just as a TV for when games are on. So I can have multiple games on in the room at a time. Just to pay attention and track everything. But I mean, things happen. We'll figure it out. Yeah, I should talk. I haven't played Madden in 10 years. Man, you know what? I wish I could play like some Madden 19 or like some Madden 14, guys. I love me some good Madden 14. Was that the one Calvin Johnson was on? I love Madden 14. Let me see. Calvin Johnson was great. Let me see. Let's see. Madden 13. Yeah, Madden 13 was the one with Calvin Johnson. That was a fun one. I love that one. That was the one I was playing all like junior, sophomore year of high school. Loved it. Mm-hmm. Love me some Madden 13, guys. Well, joke's on me because I wanted to free up the space over here. Now I have to free up that space because I broke the fucking computer. Oh, we swore. I don't care, guys. I don't care at this point. It's late night. You got one out of me. I'm sorry. But yeah, guys. There's been some stuff that's been going on with the channel still. The Luka interview. We got we have a big interview coming up after training camp. And then besides that, there's another creator who is going to be hitting vacation, and then we'll get him on at one point because I'd love to talk to that guy. The guy does some great work. I don't talk about this stuff or announce it until it's official. How worried am I about JK's injury? I am a little concerned. Now, obviously, I'm high on Jonah. But again, I've never once said I'm high on Jonah for the detriment of JK. I've always said I'm high on Jonah because Jonah is a future, RB1. So when it comes to JK's injury, I wish I could have Mario on, just like right now on speed dial. Like if I was Walton Penner Rich, I would like have all my best buddies and all these guys who do great shows, just have them on speed dial for the show. But Mario, I actually sent him a DM, asked him, I said, what do you think about these soft tissue injuries? And, just because that's something when we talked about with the whole Pat Bryant thing, when I interviewed him, I asked him, let me pull it up. In here, I don't have it timestamped. I need to figure out timestamps, guys. But we're going to get better if we learn one thing a day. every day. But yeah, this is our interview right here with Mario Vitanzi. The man does great work when it comes to like medical and sports medicine and therapy and stuff like that. And and taking care of the body. The man's very smart, and this is why I want to have him back on so I can dive more into him and what he does. But I asked him about, I sent him a DM asking, thoughts on these soft tissue injuries, because though I was worried, and I still am worried about the concussions for Pat Bryant, he was saying that he's more worried in general with some of these injuries about, at least when we talked to him, 2 weeks ago, that he was more worried about, he was definitely more worried about, the whole situation with these soft tissue injuries. And that was before they were really all popping up. And none of these were popping up in that time. So a whole bunch has happened since then. So I was really hoping to get his opinion on it, but I do know it's late. I sent that message pretty late too. But my opinion, am I worried about it? I guess it's better it happened now. I was asked by Jeff what I think about the off season. I'm not the off season, but what to look forward to, or in this next preseason game. And I'm excited to see Jonah. I want to see Jonah run. I hope JK is okay. I truly do, because I think that our best bet of reaching the Super Bowl, and Jay Weaver would back me on this, is with a healthy J.K. Dobbins. If it means, you start the year with J.K., little hurt, and then coming back after, you let Jonah and RJ just, really kill it in the beginning. And then you still have Bidet or McLaughlin. You have options. Though if it was me, I would run a fullback dive with Adam Prentice, at least once a quarter. That's just me, though. I don't know, guys. I just think that I'm not too bothered about it, just because I do know we have a great medical staff. I'm not super worried, but I am a little worried. There's not much for me to know too much about it, though. I want Coleman for a quarter or a half exactly. I was going to say the same thing. You're going to see starters play, and this is another topic. I didn't bring a script for this one because I just jumped right from Jay's show. Not Jay's show. We just jumped from Jeff and Steven, our show with them. But so no script, but something that I was going to say is, on the script was going to be us talking about how they divvy up this play time. Let's close this. How they divvy up this play time in this game coming up. Probably no Courtland Sutton. Probably, I want Bo for a quarter, or at least not a quarter. I want Bo for at least like 2 drives. I want some starters for at least 2 drives. But in terms of Bo, probably just like 2 drives, 3 drives. Bo said he wants to play, but then at the same time, I don't know if he's going to. Coleman, he definitely play him. Definitely play him as much as you want, in my opinion. At least a half. I want to see Coleman get the ball. I want to see the young guys eat, something that's been kind of, that sucks for, Bo for part of this training camp is, his top 2 receivers haven't been out there at times. And you've had guys stepping up like Pat Bryant or Mims and Troy, who has not gotten the attention, but Troy has been there. Troy Franklin has been there. He just hasn't gotten some of the attention. But Troy Franklin's still been there, guys. He's still been making plays. He just hasn't been getting the attention. Let's see. Aney's okay. He's back out there practicing, so that's good. Let's see. Yeah, no, I saw your comment in the stream earlier too, and I'm glad you brought it back up because I wish I could have got to it earlier, and I forgot. Another thing is that you want to see if Ehlinger can take the backup role. I do too, and that's something I'm really excited for with this there's so many things from this D line rotation in that JFM spot to pay attention to. Riley Moss when he is out there to see how he's turning around and defending these balls. Things like Jonah Coleman and seeing how he's bouncing off these guys or how he's taking these hits, how he's looking. With JK out, I think you give Jonah reps against Atlanta's starting defense. I want to see that. That's what I want to see. While JK and Coleman, I don't think you play JK this a whole. I got to go back and check it out. But Marquee Sports Denver, he put out a video, and he was talking about. I'm pretty sure it was titled about not playing the starters in the preseason. I think there's some starters you do play, but a bulk of them you could get away with at least a handful for sure. You can make the argument don't need it. Let's see. Taysom Hill. That's one we should have brought up. But Taysom Hill is probably going to be a Bronco. I just think it's going to happen. We'll see. I know Sean likes to carry 3 QBs, but if we sign Taysom Hill and have exactly. Yeah, and for the record, guys, I'm not putting anything on this Brandon Jones emergency kicker thing. Just letting you guys know that. It's cool and all. It's good to know, but I'm not worried. People need to, yeah, he kicked a field goal. He's played soccer, and I love BJ. He's great safety. He's best safety on this team. I love Talanoa. But I will say that, Lutz is your kicker, guys. Lutz will be fine. All right. Yeah, no, if we do sign Taysom, guys, that'd be pretty big. If you think about it, the value he brings you, because he's a legit gadget guy who can throw some great balls. Around the league, you see plenty of guys who have played running back or tight end or wide receiver who used to be a quarterback at one point in high school and college, and then they made a position switch. But that does not mean that you want those guys out there throwing balls. But Taysom Hill, he could throw some legit balls. He could start a game or two if you really need him to. He is not Kendall Hinton. That's why, his throwing ability is way different. And I love Kendall Hinton. And if there's one interview that I actually am, I'll tell you guys, I'm going to try to make it happen. I want to try to DM him. I would love to DM Kendall and talk to him about that experience because no one's ever asked him about it. I'd love to talk to him about that. But yeah, no, guys, do me a favor if you're joining. Come here and hit the like, comment, subscribe with us. You see us right here. Rocking the Goonsville, of course. But yeah, channel analytics, we went up. We went up to 136 in that stream, and then we went down to 135. So I know we gained a few Raider fans. Absolutely. No, I'm sure he is. But the man, it's a very unique experience. If I ever get my hands on Drew Lock for an interview, I'm asking him about the COVID stuff. I have to. It would be like the journalistic integrity. You got to get that question asked. Someone has to. I want to ask him about the COVID protocols in that quarterback room that week and how that all played out. I would love to, hear how that went out. How that happened from his perspective. But I love Drew. I love Drew Lock. Drew Lock's awesome. And I truly thought that Drew Lock was going to be the fix. I also thought Case Keenum, or as John Elway would say, Case Keesum. I always thought that Keenum was going to really bump us over the edge. Did not happen. And then when we drafted Drew Lock, I was like, this is the guy. And he had so many, his highs were great. It's just the lows were too often. And I think this is to quote, is it Joe Philbin, I think, was it the episode of Hard Knocks? No, I think it was when Vontez Davis was with the Colts on Hard Knocks, and he was being traded or cut or something, and they told him, and he was shocked, of course, and it was a very big emotional moment on Hard Knocks, but. He was being explained to him that you have really good highs, but you're also having lows, and he said we need to get you here consistent instead of up here or down here. We need to get you consistent, and that's something for sure. And that's how Drew Lock was. So, we just couldn't get that. But Drew Lock, A+ on the group project. The man's a Super Bowl champion, and he actually stepped up in a Seahawks game last year and balled out. So Drew Lock, I think, is aging into one of the better backup quarterbacks. People need to respect Drew Lock. I think if there's one thing I will say, and I don't like saying good things about Seattle, they used to be in our division. So that's one reason why I hate them, but I also hate them for scarring us with the Russell Wilson trade and participating in it and even accepting the trade now, but also for beating us in the Super Bowl. Luck is a good backup. I love to have him now. See, he would, no doubt, Drew Lock would fit in with Bo Nix. I know that he's not as mobile as Bo, but I think they would similar playing style. I think he would be a good fit. But my point is Drew, he's aging into one of the better backups in the league. And if I'm a Seahawks fan out there, and I hate the Seahawks, but if I'm a Seahawks fan, you have nothing to worry about if Sam Darnold, has an injury and then has to go away for 3 or 4 games, because Luck is good enough to go 3-1 or 2-3. Or I mean 3-2 or something. Luck is that good. He's a good backup. I love Luck. I think Drew is such a great guy, and I'm not giving him flack for the COVID situation. I just wanted to ask him about the QB room, because that would be a question for any of the backups in that room, or any of the QBs in that room. I just would have loved to ask him about the QB room during the COVID year and how that played out, and who got COVID and how it. It's not like it's a hard hitting question. It's a simple question. I would love to know about it, and because it's rare that you see a whole pandemic hit a world like that, let alone you let a sports league continue into a pandemic, and then let alone a whole quarterback room goes down, and you have the team trying to get a coach onto the field, which they tried. I don't remember the guy's name off the top of the head, but they tried to get permission to put a coach out there because the coach used to be a college quarterback, and that just shows you it's crazy. And Kendall Hinton stepped up. Much love to Kendall Hinton. He is in the Hall of Fame. They have something of his for sure in the Hall of Fame, in an exhibit from his experience stepping in and playing, because he was a wide receiver that had to just play QB. It was a historical moment. That's a sports history moment still. Yeah, guys, feel free to let me know what's on your mind about camp. But yeah, no, definitely excited to see Coleman. When it comes to playing these guys, you could say, like, obviously Wattenberg's not playing. I'll give I'd give Garrett, a series if he wants it. I'd give Garrett a series. Quinn a series. If anything, I just give Bo a series on this one. It'd be the next preseason game that I would probably give more of the starters, at least maybe a quarter and a half. But for the most part, I don't want many starters playing. I want to see these guys stay healthy. Yeah, Locke, absolutely. He could. And I love Chase Daniels. Locke has a better cannon of an arm. Chase was a different kind of quarterback, but it's a great QB. That's the life that everyone dreams of, man. Chase Daniels has lived the best life, and it's awesome. And he's living an amazing life with his family. I love seeing his stuff about his life as he's retired now, and doing the content that he makes and all the traveling he does. So happy for Chase Daniels. Legit Mizzou legend, just like Drew Lock, another Mizzou guy. You know, what's up with the Mizzou guys being good backups? And that's not an insult to be a good backup. That means you're reliable and you can win games and keep your team on the rails of success without the season becoming derailed with a QB injury. Very few teams can survive a QB injury, guys, and actually keep going. Whereas this is why I talked about it earlier. Brock Osweiler's name came up in the chat. Super Bowl 50 that year does not happen without Brock Osweiler stepping in and playing like he did. That Patriots game was won by a CJ Anderson, walk-off, OT touchdown run. Would we have even been in that position without Brock, throwing the rock? Probably not. We would have probably maybe have already lost the game and not had a chance to get into OT. So my point is, and then let's go back to the John Elway year. I think it was either the Packer year or the Falcon year, but I think it was Bubby Brister played for a little bit. Dan Orlovsky, good backup, but yeah, there's no reason that Chase Daniels couldn't do the same on a show like that. I would love if Chase was on there. I like Dan too. I really love Dan as a human. Dan Orlovsky, the human being. And he has, it's really sweet. Oh, we brought the house down. See, we're getting too close to the banner. There we go. There we go, guys. There we go. All right. So, Dan Orlovsky, as a human, man, he's such a great dad. You see, if you've seen the stuff about his, nope, that was me. I leaned into the banner and it came down. So that was on me. This way, though. That's better. But yeah, no, Dan Orlovsky, he's such a great guy, such a great dad. His son, with autism, they've had him on NFL Live before. And it's just great. He's a great guy, great human being. Sucks that he was the QB of a horrible team at one point, and he also the stepping out of bounds thing and the safety, all that, so many things with him or whatever, but at the same time, he's a great guy. So I'd love Dan Orlovsky. I love Chase Daniels. I love Kurt Benkert. Do you know Kurt Benkert? The man started Dime Labs. It's a grippy football that already is pre-grippy. Like it feels like a football that's been thrown already. I love Kurt Benkert. Kurt Benkert's awesome. Yeah, I love backup QBs. I love backups. There's something about backup players. Like I have, a Todd Davis in a Benny Fowler jersey. I think back to Super Bowl 50. Benny Fowler caught that 2-point conversion, which was Peyton Manning's last pass. But that 2-point conversion, was, I think, our final points scored in that game. I could be wrong. Think about Todd Davis. That inside linebacker room, Todd Davis, Corey Nelson, people, in there with, like, you got guys like Danny Trevathan and Brandon Marshall, but you got Corey Nelson and Todd Davis killing it on the special teams, as well as whenever they stepped in. I love Todd because he would always there's a few good times he was good at blowing up that first, the third downs, fourth downs. Todd is great. I love Todd's run stuffing ability, and I love that Todd Davis is coaching on this defensive team on the side of the defensive ball for the Broncos. I love Todd Davis. He did not do nothing. He's a good boy. Apollo did not do nothing. Apollo did not break nothing this time, and he didn't break nothing earlier. It was my fault. I own up to it. Yep. Like, comment, subscribe, guys. Welcome to Still Up Sports, your late night source for Denver Broncos sports talk, all sports talk as well. We moved the cat tree here just because the cat was hanging out, but he's not hanging out with us right now, but we'll leave it here. We're going to go for another hour or so. We'll see how long we're going to keep going. But yeah, guys, I'm going to stay up with you guys as long as you want. This was our only day off. This is our third stream in less than 24 hours. So we're just jumping right back into it, living up to that Still Up name as well. Yes, there's been things out of camp again. Another thing, while I'm excited for Jonah Coleman, and I want a heavy dose of Jonah Coleman, banish Apollo. While I want a heavy dose of Jonah Coleman, I would like to also get a heavy dose of Pat Bryant, heavy dose of Troy Franklin and Marvin Mims all out there at the same time. I don't think you need to see Waddle in this preseason game. I think it would be next game you try to give him a full quarter and a half with Bo out there. That's what I would like to do, is wait for some of these starters. I'm okay if they don't play a preseason game till next week and their only action is next week, because usually the final preseason game, you're not playing many starters either way. Yeah, guys, and if you're curious, we are at 135 on YouTube, so we've gained a few subs. I appreciate everyone popping in. Thank you for showing up and subscribing on YouTube, showing up and checking us out. We have cool little playlists on YouTube, guys. We got, you go to our playlists. Let's see, you got the Fool Talk right there. That's our, discussion with the Fantasy Fools. Yep. And then you got late night, vibes with Still Up Sports. We'll get another one of those out in the next 2-3 days. Our interviews. We're gonna have. We're not gonna fully confirm it, but it seems like it's confirmed. You may see one of our friends from one of our past interviews, maybe making an appearance. Maybe it's our buddy Jay Weaver, maybe showing up the night after the preseason game so we can discuss it. Hopefully, talking about, as he did mention, some Jonah Coleman touchdowns and some Jonah Ellis sacks. That's what we want. Year of the Jonah, as Jay Weaver will say. Besides that, we do have our 24-hour stuff over there. Not all 4 of our 24 hours, but some of them. We're going to keep at it at one point. I thought you were going to say RJ Harvey. Oh, yeah, no, we're going to see RJ Harvey too. In my opinion, this game, I really want to see RJ and Jonah just really get a good quarter and a half. Well, Jonah can go for a little longer, of course. I'm not going to play RJ too long, but I want to see the steps that they've taken for sure. Again, there's so much things to keep an eye out for, whether it's the play calling, whether it's how this O-line's looking if we do not have our starting center out there. Kitties and Coleman, the way that Jay's heart. Yeah, Jay loves cats and he loves Coleman, so you can't go wrong with that. Yeah, guys, welcome to Still Up Sports, your late night sports talk, destination. Talking Denver Broncos and all sports. We're just sitting here late night talking sports. If there's anything on your mind, let me know. We're talking Monday's training camp. And we had some guys coming back. I'm excited for Innie. Innie came back. That's a great topic right there, guys, that I would love to get into real quick, because him and Roach are really, really competing. And another thing to pay attention to in this, in this preseason game is, how that rotation is looking on that starting D line, because Roach is looking great. Innie's looking great. You're seeing a little bit of flashes from Savion, but it sounds like Savion's not where you would have wanted him to be. So I think you want to see if how it's looking, and it sounds like the pressure has been no problem still. So I'm really excited to see between Innie and Roach how that spot is being filled where JFM is. So I'm gonna keep an eye out for that on Friday. For that preseason game. We will be reacting to the preseason game as soon as we get home from work. But when the season starts, these Saturday, Sunday, Monday, we're going to be doing live reactions to Broncos games and primetime games as well. So we're going to be putting in our hours, guys. One thing we're really good at, we may be bad at a few things and we're getting better at stuff. One thing we're really good at is we can put in our hours on the stream and keep going and going and going. Just wanted to stop by, see how things are going. Hope you're having a great day, Thomas. I'm excited for the preseason. Preseason's right around the corner. I hope you're excited. There's so many things to be excited for. The off season's already almost over. Can you believe it? Spider-Man was great. Loved it. So many good movies coming out. Clayface coming up. Doomsday. I'm excited. Yeah, I'm glad you're excited too. Packers. Man, you guys got to fend off a Bears team that's getting better. You got to fend off a Lions team that's going to stay competitive. And you got a Vikings team that has Kyler Murray at QB. So you guys got a crazy division going on that you got to talk about. Tommy, if you missed it, in the very first 10 minutes of the stream, I was grabbing my mic and pulling it this way. And I pulled it a little too far, and one of my computer screens fell forward. And sure enough, it landed on the sound mixer, and the sound mixer put a big crack in it. So the computer screen that I ordered, that I had you pick up when the lady delivered it, it now has a giant crack in it because my audio mixer put a crack in it. So there is that. I broke my computer screen on air on accident. Yeah. Because you were here when I ordered it and it came in and they delivered it. It was only 120 something bucks. But yeah, I was pulling on the mic a little too hard, and the desk is so light, it pulled the desk forward, and the screen fell forward and landed right on the mixer. And the mixer has a sharp corner that got the screen. So the screen is messed up. I'll post it on Instagram later. But yep, we're down one computer screen. We're up like 3 or 4 subs today, but we're down a computer screen. So there is that. Hope everyone's having a great night. Yeah, we saw and we looked into the fire up by you near Reno, and we hope everything's going well. Hope you can hear Ritas. Let's see if Ritas wants to bark. Yeah, well, just stay safe. Hopefully they don't have to do any evacuations. Hopefully they don't have to do evacuations with that wildfire up there. Let's see. Yeah, the Fantasy Fools. If you missed it, Tommy, I'm doing a new show every 2 weeks with a Raider guy and a a Raider guy and a Charger guy. There's no Chiefs guys because they have no balls. But it's right here on my playlist. It's called Fool Talk, but if you go in there, and it's AFC West Fools specifically. And inside the playlist, yeah, so yeah, there's you get me, a Chargers guy, Jeff's awesome, but we talk AFC West, more like shit talking every 2 weeks. Besides that, we are going to go on each other's shows when our matchups happen. But yeah, so we did that, and we have that out earlier. So I put that in the fantasy with our Fantasy Fools talk. So new show, once every Monday. I mean, every 2 weeks. It's one Monday every 2 weeks. So our next one is like the 24th or something like that. I think, yeah, it was fun. It's a different kind of vibe, more laid back kind of vibe. There we are. But yeah, it's a more laid back kind of vibe. You see me hitting the 6-7 right there. But yeah, no, it's fun. We really kind of just like shoot the shit, and we don't get too analytical there. There's nothing analytical about it. We just go crazy. You gotta really bring the spice, the shit talk with you. Be ready to defend your team and be ready with those guys. But it's fun. We don't have a Chiefs friend, so that's why you see an empty chair there. That's who was representing the Chiefs. Was no one. Yeah, it was a fun vibe. It was more laid back. It was a good vibe. Yeah, so and gained a few more subs from that. Again, we had our Luca Evans interview, which is awesome. I mentioned it earlier. We got a few more interviews lined up, and we're going to keep trying to see and get a few more people. I like to try to get as many people coming. I want us to be known for 3 things: interviews, watch-alongs, and late night sports talk, of course, like this. Late night sports talk, watch-alongs, and we can definitely be known for interviews as well. We've also been known for 24-hour streams as well. We have become that guy that does the 24-hour streams. So but 24-hour streams were great because we really got to like kick the door down and introduce ourselves in this industry and put ourselves out there. Put that a little further back. All right, it's mostly out of the way. I didn't want to move. Let's see. Yeah, guys, if you got any comments, questions, we're still talking camp. We will go for another 30 minutes. We'll call it 30, 35, 40 minutes. Make this 2 hours still. It is our only day off, so we just jumped in and we're doing this. I like the start time, though, of starting at, a little before or right at midnight Mountain Time. It's just, I can't make that work other than for our Monday shows. Our Wednesday and Friday shows, those ones are always a little like more 1:30 Mountain Time, just because it's when I get off work. Down the line, maybe we'll get to the point where this can become our full-time gig, because then it's going to be crazy. Because in the next year or two, I'm coming to Denver. I don't care. I'm coming to Denver. We're going to put this studio in a van or a school bus or something and make this studio mobile, and we're going to Denver. Besides that, we're going to tear it up when we're in Denver for 2 months. 2 weeks. We're going to be doing all kinds of networking, all kinds of socializing, meeting up with people, interviews, all that cool stuff. We're going to have so many cool things happen. We're going to keep pushing and normalizing late night sports talk until, people really know that, it's a common thing. Yeah, I understand. School got, yeah. Yeah, his school got canceled because of wildfires. Let's see. Yeah, I'm glad you're here. I appreciate it. I wish we could, you, me, and Caleb could just go throw the ball. Love throwing the football. I gave Caleb my football, so now he has a bigger ball. So he has the little one, the little Packer one, but I gave him my football, so he has a big football now, full size, college type size ball. Yeah, so I mean, good. Yeah, we could go throw the ball. I love throwing the ball with you guys. That's always a fun little vibe, right? There. That's better. Yeah, I'm excited for the stuff coming up and the stuff we've already done with the channel. I think we're going to kill it. We're going to kill it in Denver. And we're going to keep killing it. Let's see, guys. Maybe we'll go for if the chat, if you guys don't have much questions, maybe we'll have an early cut and cut out in like 10 minutes at like an hour and 30. But I really just kind of wanted to recap some of those things from camp. Again, Pat Bryant's looking great still. Sounds like Pat Bryant's looking great. We'll keep going if we really want to. We can go for 2 hours if we want. Let's see. Pat Bryant's looking great. Let's check these notes real quick. Let's see. Yeah, so JK did leave with a soft tissue injury. Let's see. Defense dominated. Let's see. Zach Allen tipped the pass. Jonah Ellis and Innie both recorded strong defensive pressures and sacks. Let's see. Injury update. Innie returned to the field after leaving early the other week, but Wattenberg was still limited and left practice with an issue. Testing the team's interior depth, that's for sure. Let's see. We got a big preseason game against the Falcons coming up, guys. And preseason is big for a lot of these guys that are trying to make the team, but also for us to get a gauge and an idea on how this team's going to look, how this offense is going to move and operate. Even if Bo's not out there for the whole game, that's why I want to see who's going to be QB2 for this game. I want to see who's going to be listed as QB2 at least. Really excited to see how that goes. Let's see. We'll give our guys a little bit of more love real quick before we pop off out of here. Great new show coming up every bi-week. Bi-weekly, guys. It's going to be us with Superchargers Pod and our friend 401 Raider Jeff here on at Still Up Sports. We're going to be talking sports with them. Normalizing late night sports talk, maybe get one or two of them on at one point during the season to come on the show late at night if they want to. If they find themselves awake, maybe I get them to. Sounds like we'll have ourselves a late night guest on Saturday, though. I will tell you that. So Saturday, because I work Friday, so when I get off work, come home, it'll be Saturday, that stream we may have a guest for. And it'll be great because the preseason game will be fresh in our minds, and we can talk and recap some of that stuff. It's been a fun off-season, fun way to jump into this and try to figure out this whole way this stuff goes. But it's been fun. You can see the videos up now. The videos are basic right now, but I love our late night vibes stuff. I love the late night vibes. I love the interviews. Our Jay, our Mario, our Corey, our Dak interviews. Those were from our last 24-hour stream. The Luka interview is separate, and I'm going to start making sure all of our interviews are going to start having more of this vibe that we had with the Luka interview. So I'm going to take care of our guests and do right by them by giving them a cleaner looking platform to be on as well. And I think doing the format we did Luka's in was pretty nice. So that's what we'll start doing. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys are having a great night. If you guys don't want, if you're not up or still not talking, we can always pop off. Again, there's your channel growth for the year so far. Going back to, let's see, January, when it was just me and my mom, subscribe to this channel. Come check us out. You've seen the growth. We're working our way up slowly but surely. We worked our way up to 136 in the stream, and then we lost someone, probably a Raider fan. But I appreciate Jeff's supporters. I appreciate Jeff and all of his subscribers coming over and helping us out, me and Steven. Me and Steven trying to do anything we can to help Jeff too. And real fun community. Yeah. Getting tired, so my mind is winding down. I'm getting ready to wind down soon. I think I'm only going to go for 5 more minutes, Martin. So if you got 1 or 2 more good camp questions or 1 or 2 more preseason questions, let me know real quick and I'll answer them, and then we'll both head out if that sounds good with you. If anyone's watching, drop 1 or 2 questions real fast. We'll rapid fire, we'll answer them, and then we'll get out of here. Let you guys, let everyone go get some rest. We'll recap tomorrow's night, honestly. I think for what's left of camp, I might go every night. It'll just be slightly later with me getting off work. But we'll keep recapping this stuff. Big week or 2 coming up for us and for the channel, so stay tuned. But yeah, we're trying to get 1 or 2 more questions in here before we pop off. Again, my name's Cody Chapin with Still Up Sports, normalizing late night sports talks with your Denver Broncos, as well as other sports, guys. We do all of them. We're going to be doing a UFC watch along on Saturday. So Saturday morning, we're going to start the day with an interview because we're going to get off work, come home Saturday morning at midnight, go live, have a good friend come on, and we'll react to the preseason game. And then Saturday in the afternoon, we're going to go live for a UFC watch along because there's a big, Islam Makhachev, Ian Machado Gary fight. So that's a great, UFC watch along coming up this weekend. And then who knows what we're going to do on Sunday and Monday. Who knows what we're going to be doing, guys. So stay tuned. But yeah, if anyone has any questions or 2, let me know. We got like 4 more minutes, 3 more minutes before we're out of here. So I'd love to hear from you guys. Love to get your takes, opinions real quick. How do you feel about Jonah Coleman? How do you feel about anything? If you're watching after the fact, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what's on your mind. Let me know if I hit some of these takes in a good way. I think we'll cut it at an hour and a half tonight. We started a little earlier than we wanted. We'll just cut it at an hour and a half. Give everyone a little bit of a break. I may have taken the weekend to just work, but then, today was not really much of a day off for me, even though it was my only day off. We did 3 streams. We did this stream. We did our almost 2.5-hour stream with Jeff and Steven, and then we did a 2-hour stream this morning. So 3 streams in one day, pretty good, right? Sounds good with me. If anything, the most we'll do when we get off the stream is we'll go relax, go maybe eat something, and then get a few things done. I want to clean up and rearrange in the studio, and now might as well throw away the broken computer screen. So there is that. And we'll make sure that we replace that damn screen. We'll just go hit up a pawn shop, find a little $40 screen somewhere. There's got to be a $40 screen or $40, $50, tiny smart TV or something I can use. Make that work. At least I have a spare HDMI cord now, right? Ain't that right? All right, guys. Let's see. I'm going to go back and see if I'm missing any comments or questions. Hope you guys are having a great night. We're going to probably sign out of here in a second. Let's see. Yeah, I'll check that out, Jeff. I know you emailed me. I think your idea about the TV is a good one. You can even pick up one from a section. Yeah, I ordered on Marketplace, and it's coming from Colorado. It was only like $29 total. It's a Jake Plummer jersey. It's an XL, my size. It's in okay / good condition. It's a Jake Plummer jersey, so I couldn't turn it down. I ordered it off a Facebook Marketplace, and I believe I got to double check the shipping updates, but I think it's already out in the mail, so it's on the way. So yeah, guys, it's pretty fun. Yeah, no, we'll figure that stuff out. Either way, down goes one computer screen. At least I worked overtime last week and this week, so maybe in the next day or so, I'm going to make a quick little trip over to a pawn shop and see what I can find. Any cheap little screens or monitors. If not, I could probably find a more standard basic monitor. What I would love is to get like an iMac, but we're talking money at that point. But I'm gonna have to get a new screen or something for that other side anyway. But yeah, all right. I'm gonna head out, guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you for joining me on Still Up Sports. Oh, as always, like, comment, subscribe. We'll be back probably tomorrow to recap camp as well. We're going to try to be on a roll and hitting the week aggressive and hard. So that's what she said. Pause, right? All right. All right, guys. Stay tuned, and I'll see you this week, guys. You have a wonderful day, and peace. See ya.